Here are types of discrimination towards people, not just with autism, but people with all kinds of mental illness, disabilities, um, disorders, physical disabilities included, kind of. Not really sure. Sure, it can happen. The same, well, you probably can go through the same thing. You probably can go through the same thing because people are willfully becoming ignorant of people who are mentally and physically disabled, and people are just trying to silence those with mental disorders and mental disabilities. So here's the thing. Calling somebody retarded is not the only way to discriminate against autism. It's not the only way to discriminate against somebody with a mental disability or a mental disorder or whatever. All right. Calling somebody retarded is not the only way to discriminate. I'm not saying it doesn't count, but it's still like it's not the only way. Trying to silence them every time they have a complaint and just dismissing all their problems and just dismissing all their problems, calling them delusional, making things up in their head, accusing. I need to stop saying accusative. I thought it means like always accusing, but I was wrong. I looked up the definition, but it's like accusing, calling them always accusing, always victimizing. Uh, okay, so yeah. Oh, sorry, gets me. All right. Validating a neurotypical with PTSD, but always invalidating somebody who is mentally disabled with PTSD is discrimination. Being protective, like PTSD is not in an autistic or schizophrenic person's DNA. Okay? Most people got it. Most people got it from somewhere. Like nobody is born with PTSD. Most people got PTSD. Okay? Um how do I say this? Like and victimizing, like saying that is just because somebody is upset about somebody doing them wrong, just because a mentally disabled, mentally disordered person has somebody doing them wrong, they always, just because they say somebody's doing them wrong, they always victimizing themselves, or always playing victim, or playing the victim card, or how do I say this? Uh Something like that. That is discrimination. Okay, literally trying to shut down a whole community and act like they can't go through anything simply because of their diagnosis is literally like trying to shut down their voices because of their diagnosis is literal discrimination. Let's say you go into court. Let's say you go to court. All right. This is also a form of discrimination. Your enemy's treating you like you're the most, treating you like a baby, like you're mentally incapable of wiping your behind outside of court, but treating you like you're the most manipulative mastermind inside of court. Like you're mentally incapable of telling the truth, mentally incapable of telling the truth, or Like, so it's like, how do I say this? Like mentally incapable. Like outside the court, you're mentally incapable to function and to take care of yourself. But in court, you're mentally incapable to tell the truth about anything good you say about yourself. That is discrimination. Like, like they treat you, they treat you like you dumb and you too smart at the same time. Like I'm just human. Like leave me alone. And here's another thing. This is a thing to the judge. Any new coming judge out there, to the judges who watches this. If every mentally disabled person, every conservatorship, every conservatee who comes before you, if every disabled, mentally disabled person coming to you who calls their parents or whatever, who calls their conservator manipulative, are also guilty of being manipulative, if every single one of them are all guilty of being manipulative, but at the same time they're calling their conservator manipulative, like it's only the mentally disabled that are the ones who are manipulative. You need to check that out. If all of them are the problem, all mentally disabled people are the problem. I bet more mentally disabled people in court are just innocent and just don't know how to defend themselves. Like maybe some of them are the problem. Maybe some of them are the problem. But there's no way that all mentally disabled, disordered people are all manipulative and all horrible people. I don't care what they can't prove. I don't care what the court says. Okay? There's got to be half of the time where the neurotypical, the normal person, the conservator is the problem. Especially if you think that the conservatee is innocent enough to go back to the conservator. Like people want to turn mentally disabled people, mentally disordered people into toddlers outside of court, but in court they're all manipulative and problem solving, like manipulative and problem causing. They're all horrible people in court. Like, pick a side. Am I manipulative or not? I'm gonna let the judge know that too.